dining room is the heart of your home, where meals are shared and memories are made. At Ashley, you'll find affordable dining furniture in a range of classic and modern styles. Ashley small space sets and extendable tables are designed to fit beautifully into any space, from cozy breakfast nooks and kitchens to formal dining areas fit for a feast. And with mix-and-match seating options, everyone at your table gets the perfect seat. At Ashley, style is served. Shop in-store or online today.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Halloween Podcast. I am your host, Lyle Perez. Today is October 14th, 2024, and you are listening to episode 33 of our Haunted America series. Today, we're traveling down to the Tar Heel State, North Carolina. With its rolling hills, coastal towns, and rich history, this state is also home to some of the most chilling ghost stories in the South. As always, we have 10 different haunted locations all throughout the state, all with its each blend of history, tragedy, loss, and lingering spirits. So buckle up because we are about to explore the state of North Carolina. Our next stop is none other than Biltmore Estate in Asheville, one of the largest and most extravagant homes in America. Built by George Washington Vanderbilt in 1895, this mansion boasts 250 rooms, sprawling gardens, and endless corridors. But beneath its opulent lies a dark and haunted past. One of the most famous spirits to haunt the Biltmore is that of George Vanderbilt. Visitors have reported seeing his shadowy figure in the library, where he spent most of his time during his life. There's a particular sense of unease in the library at night, with people claiming to hear disembodied voices, the sound of someone whispering. His wife, Edith Vanderbilt, is also believed to haunt the estate. Guests and staff alike have reported seeing her ghostly figure walking through the mansion's hallways, her footsteps echoing as she moves silently toward the sounds of music playing in the ballroom. In addition to the Vanderbilts, there are stories of mysterious cold spots in the mansion's basement, where workers and guests alike feel an overwhelming sense of dread. The pool room, once a place of luxury, now holds a much more sinister reputation. Many have reported hearing the sound of splashing water and distant laughter, even though the pool has been dry for decades, allowing visitors to explore its grandeur and perhaps come face to face with its ghostly residents. Docked in Wilmington, the Battleship North Carolina is one of the most famous naval vessels from World War II. Commissioned in 1941, this battleship saw extensive action in the Pacific Theater, surviving attacks and serving as a beacon of hope for the war effort. But with so much death and destruction tied to its past, it's no wonder that many believe the battleship is haunted. One of the most famous spirits aboard the ship is that of a young sailor who died in a tragic accident when a torpedo tube door malfunctioned, crushing him instantly. Visitors to the ship have reported seeing his ghost walking through the engine room, often disappearing around corners only to reappear elsewhere. Some have felt cold spots and heard footsteps echoing in the empty corridors, especially near the ship's lower levels. The phantom sound of gunfire and distant cries of sailors have also been reported, as though the ship is still caught in the heat of battle. Paranormal investigators have captured eerie EVP recordings aboard the ship, and some visitors even claim to have seen shadowy figures moving the deck at night. The Battleship North Carolina is open for tours, offering visitors a chance to explore its rich military history and maybe encounter one of its ghostly crew members. Next, we head to Brown Mountain Lights, one of North Carolina's most enduring and mysterious ghostly phenomenon. Located in the Linville Gorge area, the Brown Mountain Lights are unexplained orbs of light that have been seen floating above the ridge of Brown Mountain for centuries. While there are many scientific theories about what causes the lights, the locals have their own supernatural explanations. One of the most popular legends ties the lights to Native American spirits. According to Cherokee folklore, the lights are the spirits of warriors who died in battle long ago, still searching for their way home. Others believe the lights are the lanterns of Civil War soldiers who became lost in the mountains and perished, their souls forever wandering the ridge. The Brown Mountain Lights have been studied for decades, but no one has been able to explain their origin. Visitors to the area often report seeing the mysterious orbs floating above the mountain, flickering in different colors and sizes before vanishing into the night. The lights are best seen at dark, especially on clear, moonless nights when their eerie glow is most prominent. The Brown Mountain Lights are a popular destination for those seeking the unexplained, offering a glimpse into one of North Carolina's most enduring mysteries. Asheville makes another appearance on our haunted tour with the Omni Grove Park Inn, a luxurious hotel that has welcomed guests since 1913. The Grove Park Inn is known for its opulent surroundings and scenic views, but it's also home to one of North Carolina's most famous ghost stories, the legend of the Pink Lady. The Pink Lady is said to be the spirit of a young woman who fell, or was pushed, from the 5th floor balcony in the 1920s. She has been seen wearing a flowing pink gown, wandering the halls of the hotel late at night. Guests and staff report sudden drops in temperature and the feeling of being watched when walking through the hallways, especially on the 5th floor. Some claim to have seen the Pink Lady standing at the foot of their bed, or gazing out of windows, her figure barely visible before fading into the air. There are also reports of playful pranks, like lights flickering, objects being moved, and televisions turning on and off by themselves, often attributed to the Pink Lady. Despite her tragic death, the Pink Lady is considered a friendly spirit, with many visitors describing their encounters with her as gentle and non-threatening. The Omni Grove Park Inn continues to be a popular destination for those seeking luxury with a touch of the paranormal. Our next stop takes us to the Devil's Tramping Ground, a mysterious, barren circle located in the woods of Bear Creek. The legend surrounding this eerie place dates back centuries, with locals claiming that the circle is where the devil himself comes to walk in the dead of night, pacing in circles as he plots his evil deeds. What makes the Devil's Tramping Ground so unsettling is the fact that nothing will grow within the circle. Plants, trees, and even weeds seem to avoid the area, and any object placed within the circle overnight is mysteriously moved or thrown out by morning. Some campers brave enough to spend the night in the circle have reported hearing whispering voices, feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, and even witnessing shadowy figures pacing around the circle. Local lore warns visitors to avoid the circle after dark, as many believe the devil's presence still lingers there. The ground inside the circle remains barren, and the strange activity that surrounds it continues to fuel its terrifying reputation. The Devil's Tramping Ground is open to the public, but beware, you may not want to stay too long once the sun sets. Next, we go to the Great Dismal Swamp, a sprawling and eerie wilderness that stretches along the North Carolina-Virginia border. For centuries, the swamp has been shrouded in mystery and fear, with tales of lost souls and ghostly figures haunting the dark waters and thick foliage. The swamp was once a refuge for escaped enslaved people, who found safety in its isolated depths, but many believe that the spirits of those who perished in the harsh conditions remain. One of the most persistent legends involves the ghostly lantern bearer, a spirit said to wander the swamp, searching for something or someone lost long ago. Visitors report seeing a faint lantern light bobbing in the distance, only for it to disappear as they draw closer. The swamp's dense fog and shadowy trees create an unsettling atmosphere, with the sound of whispering voices carried by the wind. And many who have ventured deep into the swamp report feeling that they were being watched by unseen eyes. Today, parts of the Grand Dismal Swamp are protected as a wildlife refuge, but its ghostly reputation continues to draw those seeking both nature's beauty and its darker side.
Your dining room is the heart of your home, where meals are shared and memories are made. At Ashley, you'll find affordable dining furniture in a range of classic and modern styles. Ashley small space sets and extendable tables are designed to fit beautifully into any space, from cozy breakfast nooks and kitchens to formal dining areas fit for a feast. And with mix-and-match seating options, everyone at your table gets the perfect seat. At Ashley, style is served. Shop in-store or online today.
Next, we visit the small town of Mako, where one of North Carolina's most famous ghost stories unfolds, the tale of the Mako Light. This eerie phenomenon has been seen along the old train tracks of Mako since the 1860s and has baffled generations of residents and visitors alike. The legend begins with the tragic death of a train conductor named Joe Baldwin. According to the story, Baldwin was decapitated in a terrible train accident when his train car became detached from the engine. Since then, his ghost has been seen searching for his lost head along the tracks. The Mako Light is said to be Joe Baldwin's lantern, swinging back and forth as he searches the tracks in vain. Witnesses describe the light as a bright orb that floats just above the tracks, swaying as though carried by an invisible hand. Despite the dismantling of the railroad tracks years ago, the ghostly light still appears to this day, puzzling locals and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Although the tracks are no longer in use, the legend of Joe Baldwin's lantern continues to captivate those who come to Mako, hoping to catch a glimpse of the mysterious light. Now we journey to Lydia's Bridge in Jamestown, one of North Carolina's most enduring ghost stories. The legend dates back to the 1920s and involves a young woman named Lydia, who was tragically killed in a car accident on her way home from a dance. Since then, it's said that her ghostly apparition on rainy nights hitchhikes along the road near the bridge. Those who have stopped to give Lydia a ride describe her as a quiet, well-dressed young woman, asking to be taken home. As the car approaches her destination, she disappears without a trace, leaving the driver bewildered. Many have reported seeing her standing near the bridge, soaked from the rain, desperately flagging down passing cars. Some drivers claim to feel a cold chill in the car before realizing Lydia is no longer there. Over the years, the story of Lydia's ghost has become one of North Carolina's most famous urban legends, with the bridge itself becoming a destination for ghost hunters and curious travelers alike. Just beware of the vanishing hitchhiker. In the small town of Four Oaks lies the Bentonville Battlefield, the site of one of the largest Civil War battles fought in North Carolina. On March 19th through the 21st, 1865, Confederate and Union forces clashed in a bloody confrontation that left thousands dead and wounded. Today, many believe that the spirits of those who perished during the battle still haunt the fields, unable to move on from the violence that ended their lives. Visitors to the battlefield report seeing the ghostly figures of soldiers dressed in ragged uniforms, marching silently across the fields. Some have heard the distant sound of gunfire and cannon blasts, as though the battle is still raging from just beyond the trees. One of the most chilling encounters involves the specter of a Confederate officer who has been seen wandering the grounds, his face pale and filled with sorrow. The Bentonville battlefield is now a historic site, offering tours and reenactments. But for those sensitive to the paranormal, the echoes of war may be closer than you expect. Our final stop takes us to the Bellamy Mansion in Wilmington, a stunning example of antebellum architecture that holds a dark and haunted history. Built in 1859 for Dr. John D. Bellamy and his family, the mansion survived the Civil War, but it is believed that not all of its former inhabitants have moved on. One of the most frequent encountered spirits at the Bellamy Mansion is that of Mary Bellamy. Guests and staff alike have reported seeing her ghostly figure standing on the grand staircase or wandering through the upstairs rooms. Some visitors have felt an icy breeze in otherwise warm rooms or heard the faint rustling of her gown as she moves through the house. There are also stories of a former servant whose spirit is said to linger in the basement, with some claiming to hear the sound of chains rattling or disembodied voices whispering in the shadows. The Bellamy Mansion is now a museum, offering tours that showcase its historical significance and its haunted reputation. And there you have it, everybody. That is our look at North Carolina. Really, really cool state with some pretty cool ghost stories, I might say. If you're enjoying Haunted America, please consider leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're getting your podcasts from. Believe me, they really do help, especially right now since we are at the tail end of this Haunted America countdown. If you have any questions, comments, or want to suggest anything for a future show, feel free to send me an email, thehalloweenpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out those show notes because there's a lot of cool information there. There's also addresses for these locations in case you want to check them out. If you'd like to support the show, head on over to our website, thehalloweenpodcast.com. Check out our merch store. We got a lot of cool stickers up there, some postcards. Halloween is literally 2-ish weeks away now, a little bit more than 2 weeks. So if there's still enough time to order some postcards from the Halloween Podcast, send them to your friends. Maybe they'll get them before the big day. And don't forget to stop by our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Halloween Podcast. Give us a like and interact with me out there because I love hearing from all of you wonderful listeners. Make sure you come back tomorrow because we are on our way to North Carolina. We'll explore some of those ghostly legends from the Great Plains. All right, guys, I'll see you then. Have a good night.
Your dining room is the heart of your home, where meals are shared and memories are made. At Ashley, you'll find affordable dining furniture in a range of classic and modern styles. Ashley's small space sets and extendable tables are designed to fit beautifully into any space, from cozy breakfast nooks and kitchens to formal dining areas fit for a feast. And with mix-and-match seating options, everyone at your table gets the perfect seat. At Ashley, style is served. Shop in-store or online today.